I am Clint. I'm a recovering codependent. I've been in CoDA since around January 1990. And I'm really thankful for my recovery. Last year, I spoke on recovery tools. And it was so validating. Some people kept the handouts I had. And some people just look at them, and it helps them in their recovery. One of the things at the bottom of the recovery tool list is you can pick your recovery tools. You can pick things that work for you. And I did circle some. I'm going to talk on the ones that I circled. There's 6 of them. So I'll give you some time for each one of those. I focused mostly on the positive part of the saying. Because I totally believe that they have come true, these promises in my life. And I've been speakers at different things like this off and on, and I really can see my recovery. And when something bad or hard happens now, it's just amazing. One of the first things I feel is, wow, I'm doing so much better with it than I would have. So let's start. The first one, well, first is what we read before, right below 12 promises. I can expect a miraculous change in my life. And it's talked about working the program and giving an honest effort to work the 12 steps and 12 traditions. And I hope and pray, and a lot of you have been in CoDA quite a while already, but I hope and pray you guys feel a new sense of belonging. And early on, I realized I wasn't alone. I'm not the only one feeling this way. I'm not the only one making these mistakes. And some of these other promises, I'm going to skip ahead. Let's see here. Number 9. I acknowledge that I am a unique and precious creation. And see, that's awesome for anybody to think and feel. And, and some of it's because of my guy, but some of it is just the way I was brought up. My parents didn't hug me. They had me leave my daughter crying. So I knew I never got hugged if they're not wanting me to hug my baby. So, but even guys can feel this. They were a unique and precious creation. We are important. And the meeting earlier, they have a song that talks, and I got a copy. The title of the song is How Could Anyone Ever Tell You You Were Anything Less Than Beautiful? And it's by Libby Broderick. And after, you guys can take pictures of it, or somehow we get you copies. I mean, if you can say and do those things, even sometimes, if you ever think for a moment that you're beautiful and special and important, then that's good. And recovery is getting over the hard stuff and the stuff we were taught that, we realize aren't true for us. I do a WhatsApp. We have a WhatsApp group in Dallas. And so every Friday I do positive quotes and stuff. And then I do songs. And I'll share a couple songs like this, at least the titles. But one of the things I did a few weeks ago was gratitude in recovery is getting through the dark stuff and going toward where you feel, where you touch the water. And that's the way I feel in my recovery. When hard, hurtful things are happening right now, there's so many tools that I use. Letting go, trying to detach, and that's where I feel it, but I don't act on it. And if I give myself any amount of time, I used to react so badly. I had a teenage stepdaughter that was ADD, and I'm ADD, so, it was stressful. But I've learned I can cope. I don't have to react. For the most part, nothing's the end of the world. And I give myself time to cope with it. And, I've been so determined and so decisive in my mind on wanting to do something where this was wrong. But I give it time, and I'm able to think it through. And, our reactions can be true. But we get to choose more. The more time we give it to look at it and see what's our reaction versus what's better for us. Okay, well, I did skip around, but let's go to number 5, because I circled 1, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 12. I know a new love and acceptance of myself and others. I feel genuinely lovable, loving, and loved. My most awesome group, I say group, my awesome growth, a lot of it's come from my group. We started that new group around 6 years ago. And my growth as a man, but well as a person as well, is being able to be loved and have people say they love you. And especially women, where it's just totally awesome. It's not romantic, it's none of the other stuff, it's recovery stuff. And they've taught me that it's okay for me to say it back. And it's okay when I'm not ready or yet able to say it back. But a friend of mine, she just got a 3-year chip. And she's told me she loved me. She was part of the Sept study she led and different stuff. And I wrote a poem when I was younger called Sad Happy. And that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. It's so awesome. People love me. And there's, at least a half dozen people that I feel their love. And it's awesome for a guy to just totally feel that. And it's awesome for anybody, but I had blocks and stuff, and I had fear, and so I've been in recovery more than half my life. And the last 21 years, I've been with my girlfriend. And we lived together for a few years, but we're still good and close where we live separately now. So when I started dating her, I was so afraid. And I wouldn't be totally intimate. And I didn't totally realize it was me. But it wasn't, it was stressful when I was married. And that's the main reason I was celibate for a year, being with my wife every day. And, I learned to let go. But see, I don't have to do those things now, because my girlfriend now is not that person. And that was my fear. And in deciding to be with her and keep going and have intimacy and passion, it had to be safe for me. And as much as I, always wanted that, I wanted it in a good way. And all my hurt and fear was getting in the way. But what's an awesome growth thing, and it may sound a little funny, but I feel my ex-wife is rolling over in her grave that I've grown this much. It's stuff that bugged me every day or every week. My letting go was, okay, I'll wait a couple weeks to get it be with me. and my stepdaughter was next door, in the room next door, so that was an excuse. There are a lot of things, but I see my part. I see my part, and I'm not doing that shit anymore. And part of it is the relationship I've developed and my girlfriend developed with me. We had to build a trust, and we had to figure out how to cope when there was a big conflict. And I kind of want to share with you something that happened recently. We would plan trips, and COVID certainly didn't help. But even since CoDA, we would plan trips and not go. We might try to do something in town, she would change her mind. And the real stuff is she's afraid to drive on highways. And, I come up with different ideas. There's places we can go to and not go on highways. And we're going to make plans at least by January. That's our 21st anniversary. That we're going to try to go somewhere. I mean, she flies everywhere. We've flown to Florida twice. But the thing is, when she changed her mind and we weren't going anywhere, I came up with all these ideas, these things to try. And, but I told her, I said, how would you feel if you really wanted something? And see, this has happened a few different times over a year or two. But if you really wanted something and someone told you, oh, well, in a few days or in a few weeks. And that's how I was expressing my feelings. The thing is, she came up with ideas, and there were things we could do. And that was good, but I didn't want to feel like I had manipulated to get there. And also I was massively surprised it happened so quick. And, in reality, it's not going to happen quick, but it's good for intent. I know she wants to go somewhere with me. And so, these things can be reassuring. Okay, well, let's skip ahead to step 5. And it doesn't matter if it's gradual or whichever moments it hits you, but getting serenity, strength, and spiritual growth, and especially in your daily life. If you have tools, you have some of these promises that will help you, they'll reassure you, then it can get you through. I let go. I don't have urgency as bad as before. I don't react so quickly. There's so many of these tools, and then I feel good. Instead of feeling negative because of the conflict, I feel good that I did better. Because I know where I was 34 years ago. I was depressed. Thank you. So hopefully it can show you how far we can come, you can come individually. Because some people, when they first hear about me, and there's other people that have come as long as me, but it's like, oh no, I don't want to be there this long. I hope it doesn't take me that long. But even in your life, even if you don't stay with others, there's stuff you can learn and grow, and hopefully this is a basis to help you on the way. Guys, women, everybody. Thank you.